We are all different, but we have one common bond, our voice. If you would finally like to hear it, then tune in to Sisters on blacktvonline.com, where we talk. Welcome back to Sisters. Thank you all for tuning in with us today. We've been gone for a little bit, but we're back and we've got a new show for you today. We call this series Hair Wars, and basically what we're going to be talking about is African American hair, especially with women, and how we deal with it, wearing it natural, wearing it permed, and we're going to have a little bit of debate today on which is better, if one is better than the other, or how we can deal with it. So the first guest I'd like to introduce is Sharon Cooper Lashley. Sharon owns a natural hair care salon called Twist and Moves in the D.C. area. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And then I also have to my right Shannon Tate. She is a public health analyst as well as will be a regular guest on the show for Sisters. So welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here. We're going to just jump right into it. The first thing I want you to do for us, Sharon, is to explain exactly what a relaxer is and what it does to our hair.
Well, a relaxer is a chemically processed treatment that we put on our hair. Basically, to me, I describe it as like using liquid plumber when you're trying to unclog your drain. Because the same way the liquid plumber goes down and break up everything, that's what a relaxer is actually doing. It's breaking up everything what strengthens our hair is breaking it down. Basically.
Okay, so we're basically breaking the bonds.
Yes, it's breaking that bond and it's making it very, very weak.
Okay.
Very weak.
Okay. So when you're going in, what you're really asking to do is you're breaking the bonds of your hair, because those bonds is actually what's making it have that curly texture. Okay. And that is something that we've all been doing since we were little for the most part. It's rare to run into a sister that has never had perm.
Right.
You know. So with that being said, talking about what a perm does to our hair, do you really think people understand what that chemical is doing to our scalp? Is that something that you think we even think about?
At one point, no, but now, yes.
Okay. Okay.
I would say about 4 or 5 years ago, no. But now, yes. You find so many different women that's just like, look, I got a bald spot. I just went 2 weeks ago and got a relaxer. Now I'm balding. Why?
Why is my hair falling out?
Yeah, so now I need to go natural. But natural is healthier.
Okay. Okay.
Our hair is much stronger in its natural state.
When we talk about knowing what it actually is doing to our hair, I agree that we are more knowledgeable now, but I really don't think that we pay attention to it.
I think that's more of what it is. I think people just ignore the facts and just go with what's comfortable. Yeah. Because I think that people can hide behind the perm. For me, I feel like it's an easier hairstyle to do. I toyed with, okay, maybe I'll go natural, but then I'm like, oh no, I won't be able to do anything to my hair. But I definitely understand that there are issues with the chemical, and that I even had a situation where I had alopecia at one point and did have 2 bald spots in my head. This was about 10 years ago. And had to go to a dermatologist, and it was a Caucasian dermatologist that told me after shooting 6 needles in my hair so that the steroid could stimulate my hair growth, he basically said that African American women will lose their hair after years and years of putting the chemical in their hair. And after I went through my treatment, I said thank you very much and went back and got my relaxer. And so it's crack to the working woman, I guess. And so I just felt like even though you knew that, I would watch for breakage and watch for different damage, but you see the damage, and over the years I could tell the difference between how strong certain parts of my hair were, and now they're not as strong anymore. So I just think people ignore the signs.
Yeah. So that natural shedding that everyone wants to say, well, that's normal.
Right.
When your hair's falling out, that's normal. There is a natural shedding that happens with all hair, whether it's permed or natural, right?
It is a natural.
When is it not natural anymore? When you just see your whole wig on the ground?
Right. When you start noticing, okay, wow, just every
you
day
can just run your hand through it and it's
hair is just coming out. And when you shampooing it and you're like, hold on, why do I have blogs of hair then that's when it's a problem.
And see, for me, I've never had that issue, but it's over time.
Okay.
I style my hair the same way in the same direction for years, and so now I'll have thinning hair on this side, so you spend more time trying to like do a cute style to cover it up instead of just letting the chemical go. And then the other piece, I'll see a lot of people with natural hair who have really long locks or really long twists of some sort, but yet my hair won't grow past a certain point. You still try to seem to get this longer hair and all of the other Eurocentric things that people probably attribute to having a relaxer, but the people that I know with natural hair have longer hair, and so it's funny how that works out.
It's that myth that our hair doesn't grow.
Exactly.
And the reason maybe our hair doesn't grow is because we're abusing it.
Right.
With the chemical, that's true. Because when I tell people all the time, if you look at men hair, our young guys, they come in with braids, they want cornrows. Their hair is down here.
Yes, that's true. Because they've never relaxed their hair.
They take care of their hair.
Snoop Dogg, his stuff is beautiful. And you're like, wow, how he get all this? And I've been trying to grow my hair for years. He's not putting anything in it.
But then people again will attribute, Snoop must be mixed with Indian or something crazy for why his hair is like that.
Exactly.
Because you really do
black
think
folks can't do that.
No, you don't think that your hair will look like Snoop's.
Exactly.
If you went natural, you would think that it would just beat up and that's it. So,
and then the concept of natural too, like most people attribute what natural hair looks like as what your hair looks like right now and what my hair looks like.
Right.
Exactly.
People press it, and that's a whole other debate that we'll get into one day. But people press their hair. That's what Snoop does. I'm sure he presses it as opposed to getting it relaxed, so that he could do whatever with it. But there's also that stigma tied to what natural hair is supposed to look like. And Shannon had mentioned it earlier, the working woman. And so I kind of want to delve into that because a lot of women feel that they can't go to work looking like us. That they would have a whole lot of problems walking into the workplace if they had natural hair. And I go to the website naturality.com, and there's a lot of women on there that do have natural hairstyles and talk about what it's like in the workplace. And there's people that just felt like they had to wear it maybe pulled back in a bun or something that was tame in order to be accepted in the workplace. And I think that's sad.
That is sad.
It is.
I think it's sad too.
But the weird thing for me is I think that, again, it's African American people that I think have the biggest problem with your hair in the workplace. I think Caucasian people look at your hair as whatever it is. Some people may be intimidated by it, but I think for the most part, if you have other African American counterparts and they have relaxed hair, that they feel like there's some issue because your hair isn't relaxed and mine is. And so they're ashamed of you to have the natural hair when they're in this Eurocentric workplace. So I think that's the biggest problem.
Well,
more
we
so
always
than
hurt each other in different ways anyway.
True.
So that's another way to just say we just hurting ourselves.
Right.
So it's now that I'm angry. I'm the angry black woman because I have the Afro puff, and so when I come into work with Shannon and I are not the same person because she apparently has some issues and she's not ready to deal with that.
She like, why is she in here
looking like that?
And why she got that thing on top of her head?
When that's just a personal issue with her, so now it's making it for everybody.
Right, exactly.
So now they all have a problem.
Now everybody's uncomfortable with the black girl wearing her own hair.
Right.
I think that's an issue.
And I think it also goes to different job types, too. Like, you'll see different people in different types of positions that may have natural hair, and that might be the norm. But then if you're in the government, like I work with the government, you'll have very few people that have natural hair. Or if they do, they're seen as the militant ones. They're with the union, or they're and it goes right back to the angry black woman syndrome.
Angry to wear your own hair. That's what cracks me up.
A lot of places, though, is coming together and really accepting it. Like, I have a lot of military women.
Okay.
That's natural.
Okay.
And at first, they was like the military didn't go for it. So now, they didn't even go for them wearing locks.
Right.
So now, they adjusting to that and letting them do it. Because they saying, one lady told me, like, in training, boot camp, they have to have their hair natural. I mean,
Right.
well, they might as well because you can't get your
If
hair
you're
done.
not right,
That's true.
You know,
you're in
so
boot camp.
Right, so you gotta look rough, you know, cornrows or, you know, with the nappy look or whatever.
Right.
So now they adjusting to that, and a lot of women are really switching over.
Well,
I think a
that's
lot
good.
of jobs are embracing that.
I think it's
I'm
more of a
scared too.
Well, you know, we were going to talk about that. You know, the fear of doing it. Like, I've run into people that come up to me and say, "But you know, I don't have that kind of hair. Your braided hair is different than my braided hair." And my thing is, how do you know? Have you cut off the perm? Actually cut it off. Not let your new growth come out from having a perm and it gets long and now you got the wavy thing and you're like, oh, this is bad. No, have you cut off the perm and actually try to take care of your natural hair to know what kind of grades you have?
Yeah, but as long as you've been using that relaxer, the thing about it is you done kind of messed up your natural grain hair too.
Okay.
So,
explain that. Explain
yeah,
that.
because see what happens is we relax our hair every 4 to 6 weeks or something like that. So if your hair is like it is now and you go back to a relaxer and you constantly keep doing it like 4, 5, 6 years, so when you finally decide, okay, I'm gonna go natural, now that chemical that tore up your grain that you have now. So the next time you go natural, you may have a totally different grain of hair.
Wow. Okay.
I guess it is. It is a chemical.
Yeah,
so
it's
right.
eating at your
it's
follicles.
eating and you don't know what it's done to it.
That's right.
So if you did have a natural wave,
It may be gone.
It may be gone
It may be
because
gone.
of the chemical. I didn't even think about that.
But is it safe to say that even if you have that issue, let's say, or you have, you've changed your grade of hair, is it still worth then cutting it off? Because why cut it off? If I've already messed up my natural grade of hair, then why should I cut it off?
I mean, because you think of it like this. Why should I constantly have to keep going through relaxer, and I know it's just really damaging my hair? Okay, I'm just going to go ahead on and do the big C. Just cut it all off and use the grain that I have, but you still need to maintain it, you know?
Okay.
But I think it's also about the style of it. Like, I can't picture my hair in either one of your hairstyles. I just can't picture that for myself.
Right.
And I know there's a million other ways to style your hair and all of that. But I think the other fear for women who may be thinking of going natural but aren't is that, okay, like I've seen people with beautiful locks that are down here, but they have to start up here.
Right.
And when they start up here,
Yeah.
they're not necessarily attractive to me and to other people that may be trying to go natural. And so it's that in-between phase.
And
but
that's
I guess
the
it's
thing.
the same thing with the perm because it's an in-between phase. I cut my hair. My hair was longer.
Right.
Now I cut it. I either need to go short again or I need to go through this in-between phase and let it grow
Well,
out.
that's the purpose of the natural hair salons. We have different options.
Right.
I'm growing locks in the back of my hair.
Okay.
And this here is hair added, so I can have length until my locks get a certain length. So it's
just like
different things
weave,
you
regular
can do. Different things you can do. But I think we have to feel confident within ourselves.
That's what I was going to hit on. I think that it has to deal with the fact that do you want to make that journey? And I know that for a lot of people, natural hair is one of two things. It's either a fad and it's a fashion statement, or it's actually a mind journey that you've taken to be able to walk out in society and be okay with people staring at your afro, looking at it, people wanting to touch it, people making up their own ideas of what kind of person you are with your hair. It definitely is a journey. I know when I first went natural, it was totally for the aesthetic. I just wanted to do something different. I had worn my hair every way possible, and I was tired of all the styles that I tried. So I just wore fade for a while. Then I grew it out into a faux, but I didn't know how to take care of it. So it was just this thing that was on top of my head, and I was like, okay, we need to perm it because I don't know what to do with it. And then when I cut it for the second time, that's when it was like, okay, you need to learn how to work with your hair and how to take care of it. But it's definitely a mind journey because my mother I love her to death. She thinks afros are crazy. Even though when she had me, she had this beautiful round afro. It was beautiful. And she just now is just like, I don't understand.
Right.
And that's what we were talking to Shannon and I were talking earlier. If you can't get past what people will say, then you're not ready. Then you're not ready. Well, we are out of time. We are going to move on to the next show, so please stay tuned and come back for our second show. We're going to be talking about black hair and Hollywood. I'd like to thank Sharon and Shannon for being here, and we'll see you in a few. Thanks.